So somehow I got busy with the question how to transform. So I'm talking from my personal experience and from my personal suffering around transformation being so painfully slow. Like, I do everything I can in order to heal, in order to face my shadows, in order to become a better person, and it's so painfully slow. So I think maybe everybody, I could even say hopefully everybody, who is on this path of transformation into some direction, can relate to the wish, I would want it to be faster. And then we somehow, I think, block our longing for this to be faster by this global subconscious, at least subconscious belief that people are lazy. And if they don't have to face their shadow or their stuff, they won't do so. They are choosing the easy path. And if people would choose the easy path, they would transform all day long, because this is easy. I mean, suffering from a wounding, suffering from some kind of pain from my past, and not feeling that takes so much more energy and so much more effort and so much more cruelty against myself than just staying there shaking, vibrating, screaming, cursing as long as it needs in order for the stress, this trauma, whatever, going out of my cells, going out of my system. So people are, in my perception, and even myself, we are not lazy. And we are not sticking to habits of ignorance or shutting down or suppressing what would feel painful for us, but maybe is necessary then in order to transform or to heal. We are not sticking to that because we like things to be the same. But we essentially need the effect of things, the effect of what we at the moment can only approach through things staying the same. And the thing I want to talk about is safety. We need desperately safety in order to transform. There is no way around. My whole genius design for transformation in my nervous system just can't work without feeling safe. It won't work with as long as it doesn't feel safe. Game over, period. So there is no discussion with my evolutionary design in my nervous system. Coming from that, I won't live in a traumatizing, stressful, confusing world. I won't leave those tricks that I uncover, that I discover around or in my upbringing, in my childhood, in my teenage years, etc. I won't leave those tricks that I discover then in order to gain at least some kind of safety. And this kind of safety is the repetition of the same kind of suffering that already has existed yesterday and a few thousand years ago as well. So if we replace the repetition of suffering with a more essential, a more healthy, a more alive way of giving people access to safety, they will, full of joy, let go of sticking to habits that are not of any service, not for themselves and not for those around. And a very basic thing that gives us a sense of safety altogether without shrinking our aliveness, without shutting down, without needing suffering as the last thing where I can relate to something like safety, is gathering as human beings and dancing and shaking. And it doesn't have to be a ritual, not at all. It doesn't have to be something for hours. It doesn't have to be something ecstatic. It doesn't have to be something where I agree with your opinion around whatever. It's very simple. It's not even gathering as human beings. It's gathering as mammals. Gathering, fun music, for some of them, it might be bad music. However, we meet for 10 minutes, we meet for 5 minutes, we meet wherever on the street, we meet in a closer or more intimate circle with friends, and we stand and shake. And I think in many of our, at least modern rituals in cities around dancing together in nightclubs, we unconsciously imitate this old language of gathering and shaking. And gathering and shaking means two things. I, by shaking and vibrating in my whole body, speak the language of my nervous system as if it would transform right now, as if it would feel fully safe. So let's do shaking as a technique or as a new fashion style, as something that is a method. It deeply isn't. It's imitating what wants to happen anyway and what will happen anyway the moment I feel safe. So there is a crucial thing, the second thing I want to point out in this video around why gathering with others. I mean, honestly, half of the job is done with you shaking, so happy shaking wherever you are and as alone as you are. I deeply relate to feeling unsafe with other humans around, so prefer so much staying alone with my own shaking and my own healing and then being healed and then ready to face the world again. I deeply relate to that, coming from the same direction. But in our traumatized culture, all of us somehow learn I can only feel safe when I either manipulate the aliveness of others in order to shrink, because then I'm not afraid of them, or I can only feel when I'm alone. And the last and even most powerful step of safety is for us not. I can feel safe when I close and lock my room and I'm alone. The most powerful thing of safety is I am safe with you. I am safe with all of you. And I'm safe with all of you even more the more you get back your true power and your true aliveness and your true energy level, which is a bit higher than we learn in this culture. So standing in a circle with other humans and shaking means many things at the same time, but it means mainly the basic layers or the basic messages for my nervous system and for your nervous system as well. I'm busy with my healing by shaking. I'm in some kind of weird resonance with your wounding and your shaking. Even though we didn't talk about your childhood or my childhood, however, it's in the field. Wow, let's shake. And I'm shaking as if I would feel safe with everybody. And that's the fantastic thing about body work. The moment your body does something as if it would be real, it is way more real than you praying to yourself, please believe that you are safe. We can't believe that we are safe with each other as long as this is not a felt sense, a practical, a physical experience. So this very practical composition of elements, of gathering, shaking all together, means I seem to feel safe with them. So I act as if they would be trustworthy, which would mean that they are good beings, which would mean that human beings are good beings, which would mean that there is hope, even for myself. There is such a beautiful, self-fulfilling prophecy, because the dynamics or the laws of a self-fulfilling prophecy, they deeply work. And all of us know it from going into a direction that we don't want it to happen into. So the same thing of a self-fulfilling prophecy is so open for us, even longing for us, into a direction that truly nourishes our aliveness. And I hope that this is the new fashion religion and the new mass prayer, gathering and shaking. Like having as much fun with releasing stress in an official, even political way, that we overnight regulate the whole world around us as well. just because we were so busy with getting rid of our own stress.